Hello world, it is Alea Narell Washington. Some people call me fuck it, you can call me Narell. Anyways, welcome back to episode number 2 of I Got Something to Say podcast. Well, this is a podcast where Alea Narell Washington, comes on and says whatever the fuck he specifically would like to talk about that day. Okay, so first and foremost, before we get it started back to me continuing this story, I just want to reiterate to everyone what I said, that the first 3 episodes might be around or close to 2 hours long, and this is because I'm trying to condense about a year and a half down to a 3 episode podcast, because I don't want to linger too long or go too in depth of the topic and what I'm talking about. So sorry, but let's go ahead and try to tidy that up as much as possible. They have to go to work today, which is why I'm kind of putting this episode out like a little bit late. So once again, I apologize. But if you guys would like to assist me putting these episodes out faster, which means I would have to work less, I'm not looking for donations. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you guys to go to IGotSomethingToSay.com. So IGS the number 2S.com. IGS the number 2S.com. Go over there. You guys can watch. So far, you can listen to the podcast on there. I'm trying to upload the visual podcast to the website as well. And you can book me for consultations and for just like fucking appearances too, if you want. When I get there. Somebody, you have to have a unrealistic belief about yourself. It would be, it's one thing to have an unrealistic belief, but then you also have to follow through. Like, I can't just be like, oh, book me at the website and not give you guys as a reason as to why you guys should book me for consultation, which is specifically why I want to finish this. So anyways, enough of my mushings and my ramblings. Let's go ahead and continue. So I know last time we left off, it was November 2020, and I mentioned how I called up a trans woman I know, and I asked her, my lip feels dry. Better. So I asked her if the person was moving a little fishy, and pretty much she was like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure she was like, no fucking shit. And she's just like, you need to leave. And once again, I knew that this was a toxic situation for me to be in. But to me, in my thinking, it sounds pretty stupid, pretty out there, or unwise thing to do. I just felt like it was like a lot of crazy shit going on in my life at the time, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I felt like I had to see it happening out in front of me. So, which is why I'm saying pay attention to my reactions, the things that I say, and the things that I do. And I will also let you guys know my thinking pattern as well. Yeah, so, okay. So she comes back home from Miami. I did kind of feel some type of way. Because, it happens when people go on fucking vacations and shit. And one of the people goes to fucking, one of them spots. But, like, so, I was also, one of the things that I was putting up with so much is because I was trying to work on trust. But, like, I couldn't trust this motherfucker. It was just something, like, I could not trust this individual at all. I had issues being vulnerable with this person. And I told them, I was like, hey, I feel like I can't be vulnerable with you. Because I'm very open. I'm very blunt. And I was not completely aware I knew it was toxic, but I didn't know. Not even toxic, just how dangerous of the situation that I was in at the time was. And that's something that I have to extremely be mindful of. But so she threatens to break up with me, and I do. Well, not threatens. She's just like, hey, I just don't think this work out. So, and in my mindset at the time, like I was like, why the fuck? Damn, this relationship didn't even fucking last. So, all my past relationships, they would always end around 3 months. I have no idea why. But this one, we didn't even get to the 3 month part. Like, damn, like, so to me, it just felt like I just could never get anything right in this relationship. Like, can't get the bottle of wine that she prefers to drink for her birthday because Total Wine didn't have it. I bought some Doc Martin boots and some shit because I thought like, hey, she could start the fuck out these. Wrong gift to buy. It's just like, to me, like everything was wrong and like I was just never getting anything right, and this person realized that. So, and that's partly on me because why would I ever, that was a kill to my ego, me not being able to get anything right, which is stupid in hindsight. And damn, the fact that, like, okay, so like I know everybody's not your friend, or like that's something like my parents try to tell me, but like you just can't. I'm the type of person you just can't tell things to. Like, a lot of things have to be explained to me, um, which is why it's taken me a little bit longer to understand like a lot of shit that I've been dealing with. But to Austin, like, everything that I've tried to do was just always wrong. Valentine's Day, wrong. I didn't get her shit for Christmas. Didn't really get anything for Christmas, but actually, okay, so I'm rambling too much. So pretty much begged her to stay because I was like, yo, like, I swear to God, like, yo, date me is not terrible. Like, this shit's so stupid. Like, and it also triggered my abandonment issues. So it was actually, it was three things going on. It triggered my abandonment issues, my attention. I don't attention seek. I wouldn't say it because I don't like attention from everybody. But attention issues, abandonment issues, and ego. So I say those are the three things that this person used against me. And my ego is really not that big though. It's just like, oh, but like I'm working on that shit because, motherfucker, I went out sad during this shit. Like, this whole entire experience was just like me going out sad. I was going out sad as fuck. But anyways, so after some begging and shit, she leaves once again. I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but she came back. I want to say probably like an hour later or whatever. Cause she just, and cause we kind of had like not a heart to heart, but we had like a conversation. Pretty much expressed to me that she felt like I was a liability, or that, my temper, like, so one thing I had noticed when dealing with her, like, for some reason around the 10th of every month, so like the 10th of September, the 10th of October, the 10th of November, the 10th of December, yeah, like I would regularly like blow up, and it opened up to this person about this, and like I had noticed it and I didn't know why and like what was going on, because it was on a routine, like a pattern, and I was like, what the fuck. One thing she had said to me when I had opened up to her about that, it was like, she was like, well, it's because you're always on your mind. And so I have this belief that that your mindset plays not only like a huge role, an extremely huge role in life and experiences, and we'll get into that later on. And She probably was like, well, probably because it's on your mind. If you stop looking at the calendar, stop worrying about it, probably won't happen. So, my dumb ass was like, you know what? Good advice. You know what? That's smart. Alright, so, yeah, she was telling me I was a liability, my temper was a problem, and, you need to go back to therapy, which I knew I needed to go back to therapy, but which bothered me is, like, I didn't have the money to go to therapy. It's not like I hate going to therapy. I actually enjoy therapy. It makes me feel like a lot fucking better. And I pretty much opened up to her. I was like, hey, like, I feel like you're not pressuring me, but I feel like you're kind of unintentionally maybe like putting me under like a lot of stress and whatever. And the reason why I say that is, before I explain my position, this motherfucker repeats back to me, it's because you've never been under, well, I'm not stressing you out, I'm putting you under pressure. And pressures, because no one's ever pressured you before. I want to beat that, I wanted to throw a pillow at that motherfucker. Like, just, bitch, what? Who the fuck is you talking about? Ain't nobody's ever pressured me before? My childhood was nothing but fucking pressure. Like, the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here. And that's what, regulate, control, calm down. That was one thing that old me would have been like, bitch, and I would have went off. But that's, once again, that's not what was my purpose for doing anything. I really wanted to push my self limits, which is why I stayed, because I essentially want to know how much I can put up with, like what I'd ever. This was an experience to learn self-control, which I'd like to say I did a very great job. I did a very, very good job with maintaining self-control during this whole situation. Shit-shiation. So yeah, we working on it or whatever, Everything was cool, normal. And by normal, I mean this person projects some bullshit. And in my mind, I'm like, hey, this person is not aware of the things that they're doing. You can't be upset. They don't know this shit. You have to be patient and work with them. Nah. And motherfucker was like, because I smoke weed a lot. I say at least every day before I go to bed. Smoke at least every day before I go to bed to make sure I can sleep through the night. That's why I do it. And this motherfucker comes to me, you an addict. You need that shit. You need that weed shit to calm your motherfucking ass down, because you can't do that shit on your own. I'm like, for you to be someone's partner or something, you are extremely nasty. And I'm just like, but once again, I'm just like, you know what? Don't say shit. The reason why I really didn't want to say shit is because I don't want to be living with someone or in a volatile ass situation where I get tired of your bullshit, and then I finally be like, all right, now I let you play around a lot. You've had the chance, you've played around a lot with me, and then we just get into it. Like, cause something about this person, like, it's like they was always challenging me, like, always. Like, if it was anything financially, anything about masculinity, anything about manhood, anything about, like, vulnerability, like all this shit. Like, when I say this motherfucker found pretty much damn near every fucking flaw that they fucking could fucking find, and could just try to do their best to just expound on it and make me feel like as if like I was a complete and utter piece of shit. And this is why we get into December around the 10th. So December rolls around, and I get off the phone with my mom. She pretty much tells me she's in Atlanta. And I'm getting up calling this motherfucker, just joking. Like, it wasn't nothing rubbing in this person's face. Or, like, no, well, I don't know if I called them or they called me, but we ended up calling each other and talking about certain things or whatever. Anyway, so I end up making a comment like, hey, yeah, my mom in Atlanta. She ain't even tell me she was going out of town for vacation. Like, oh, I wanted to go. She ain't tell me nothing. She ain't even ask. She ain't even ask me if I wanted to go. This is a joke. But no way in the hell do I ever think that my mom needs to run something by me. My mom goes on vacation all the fucking time. And sometimes she's asked. Just this time she didn't ask me, and I was, shit, I felt like I needed a fucking vacation from that motherfucker. I needed the break. I just want to get away. Not necessarily from that person, but I just want to get away. I want a seclusion. This motherfucker, now in my mind at the time, I thought it was a misunderstanding. Like, this person misinterpreted my joke and thought I was being entitled. So we get into it. Then this motherfucker brings up about how you is disrespectful and you probably as bad as your parents say you was and this, that. So I said, oh, I was a bad and disrespectful child, which is like, and this is one of the first time this motherfucker blatantly pulled up, not an insecurity, but a trauma. This person, and in my mind, I'm like, alright, okay. So, bitch, if you fucking feel that way, and we kind of technically in the same fucking boat, so if I'm disrespectful, then you must have been completely fucking disrespectful. I said, you were probably your mother's worst child. I'm my mama's favorite. My mother loves me. My mama loved me better than she loved all the rest of her kids. And as soon as that motherfucker said that, I said, what in the Norman Bates Motel Ed game in the fuck is going on over here? Because the shit that you told me, it don't sound like that's mommy's favorite. Now, I'm not going to reiterate any of those things because those are not my traumas. And if that motherfucker want peace and happiness, they gonna have to deal with their own shit on their own time. And because I tried and I did fail. Now I realize I'm gonna help myself, which has worked pretty quickly too. Anyways, so yeah, like, that shit just, like, she just gaslit me, like, so hard, like, just so badly, I just ended up hanging up on her, and I ain't say, and I drove to work. Then this motherfucker texts me, oh, you mad, huh? She said, you mad, question mark, and then she sent me a little laughing emoji, and I ain't talked to that motherfucker for a whole week. When I say I have never been in or never dealt with anyone and I go without talking to them for a week, I have never been in that situation ever in my entire life. I have never done anything that toxic. That was like the most toxic, not the most, that's the most toxic non-physical thing I've ever done in a whatever, dealing with someone in a shit-uationship. So a week comes around and I'm kicking my ass because I'm like, this toxic, you know better, you need to go in there, you need to humble yourself and you need to apologize. Once again, I'm doing this shit for me. I don't give a fuck about anything else right now. This is being done for me. This is being done for my growth. And we ended up having a conversation, and I was like, that was like real toxic and whatever. Yo, like, I swear to God, like, well, not, I wasn't on no shit like that. But this is about the time I pretty much was like, hey, first and foremost, I want to apologize for not talking to you. Although, like, I got emotional, and I didn't know what to do, so I chose to be silent. But that was not an appropriate way to go about things, and for that, I want to apologize. And I was like, yeah, I always talk about how, like, my mom and, like, how my parents gave me the silent treatment, how I ain't like that shit, and how I just inadvertently just did it to you. And I apologize. I'm sorry, and I know I keep apologizing a lot, but, I'm really working on myself. So this motherfucker. So they do the whole breaking up thing again, and this time we did break up, but once again, ego. No, it wasn't even attention at this point because I really wasn't getting shit. It was ego and the attachment shit, and I'm like, all right, well. When I say I'm so glad I'm not in this mental space no more. Yo, I was like, alright, well, fuck it then, babe. Like, shit, can I at least court you? Like, nah, let me show you. Because to me, now in hindsight, I know that person set that shit up and just gaslit me to a fucking oblivion. But I'm still not gonna take, once again, the journey and shit. I did this shit so I could see the growth that I need to do. So I start packing my shit or whatever, right? And then I was like, so I go back into her room. It was like, cause at this point I don't even think like we sleeping in the same bed. So I was sleeping in the guest room on the couch. It was really mostly on the couch. But I'm packing up my shit, right? And I was like, hey, you mind if I come back tomorrow, and come get my dog and the rest of my stuff? She go, where you going? I was like, I'm packing up, so I'm to leave. She said, oh, I ain't say you gotta go. I was like, what you mean I don't have to go? You just broke on me. And she's like, yeah, but that don't mean you gotta go. So to me, I'm like, this makes absolutely no fucking sense. In hindsight, y'all, now I know. I'm telling this story from a completely different mental space. And although it was a year and some change ago, I am not there today. So now I know, like, I'm baffled that people like this actually fucking exist, matter of fact. But we're going to get into the conclusion. After I tell this story, and I get this fucking conclusion, I swear to God, like, yo, it's gonna be, hey, I ain't holding back in that shit. I'm letting it fucking fly the fuck off. At this point, I don't give a fuck about your goddamn mental space. Bitch, you don't want to improve your mental health. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about your psychology or your pathology. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't give a fuck about a psyche like this. Look here, if anybody know that they down bad, miserable, and just downbeaten and trodden and hopeless and just don't have anything going on for themselves and don't have the energy to ever put anything into effort to ever gain anything, just bye. Okay? Just go ahead and unalive yourself and get it the fuck over with. Because if anybody over here ever looks at me again and goes, hey, I'm miserable about my childhood and I want to take it out on you and I think you are the perfect candidate, I'm gonna talk your ass into walking in front of a moving bus. Bitch, when I say I'm over this shit, I'm over this fucking shit. Did her little begging shit again, and it was confused. Like, why the fuck would you want me to live here, but you don't want me to So you want me to live? So we broke up, but you don't want me to move out. And it's not like I wasn't paying anything in that house except for the $200 that I was supposed to pay, and toilet paper, paper towels, cups, silverware, plasticware, food, and shit like that. That's what the fuck I was paying. So it's not like this motherfucker was getting a financial benefit from it. Like, I didn't run the numbers. I have no idea about this person's income, how this motherfucker even was making their money. We gonna get into that. But anyways, so I was like extremely confused, but then like once again it's fucking ego bullshit, because I didn't want to have the shame and embarrassment of me having to walk down to my car like with all my shit like packed up and loaded up or some shit like that. It's just some dumbass shit like that. Fuck my ego. Look here, fuck my ego. Y'all can have that ego bullshit. I don't need that shit. Y'all can have ego. Ego can be your fucking friend. I done told my ego, motherfucker, you need to sit your ass all the way back in the back seat, buckle up, and don't you ever get the fuck back up again until I tell you to get your ass back up. That's how the fuck I'm over the little ego games and shit. I ain't got time for it. Anyways. So after this, my stomach starts hurting. I'm like, I just had this consistent stomach pain. And I'll admit, I did slip into a depression around this time. So it lasted for about like 2 weeks, because I was in this state of not being sure, like, what's going on. Like, you're not communicating with me. Like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And so one night, I'm sleeping in the goddamn guest room, and she takes me, hey, you up? Yeah, so she's like, well, come over. I was like, alright. So we ended up, I'm thinking it's like makeup sex or some shit or whatever. Nah, we just, make up. So we had sex. I started sleeping back in the fucking room again. And everything. And well, did she ever officially say we was back on? No, but I don't know this. Everything is the way, but it wasn't that, so I just assumed. Once again, fuck my ego and never assuming. I would never. The day a motherfucker gives me I don't know. See, what the problem was, I would immediately block people like that. And you know what? Now I'm going back to that immediately blocking, because I don't have time. I don't know what the fuck I don't know is. I'm an adult. You're an adult. I'm looking for communication skills. So if you're not trying to communicate with me, if you're not trying to be open and honest with me, why the fuck should I ever waste my time on someone with the likes of you? All the fuck you trying to do is play games or play in somebody's face because you're so goddamn broken down, miserable, dumb, stupid. You ain't got shit going on for your ass. So you need the slightest thing that you can come up with in that P for brain that be going on in y'all little tiny ass craniums is the fact that you're like, oh, I feel terrible today. Oh no, let me go and try to play with someone. You know what? And this is why I laugh at crimes of passion, because child, y'all be fucking with the wrong one. They go boom, 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 and there you go. Leave people the fuck alone. Anyways. So, I think we back on, like, went out to fucking Mimosa Grill and everything. I'm in the kitchen one morning. I don't know if I was making a smoothie or something, but my intuition goes off. And I'm like, Something told me to go through that motherfucking phone. Oh, yes, I go through phones. I go through... Look here. It ain't never lied. It ain't never lied to me. So if I feel that shit, I'ma go through that shit, and I'm gonna see exactly what the fuck I need to see. Ain't no hooting, hollering, crying or whatever. My whole thing was at the time I just was looking for honesty. Like that's it. Like I of course like you're gonna do whatever you want to do, which I understand that. But my thing is just let me know what the fuck is going on. Cause I reiterated to this person, hey, I have no problem with like moving on. I have no problem with like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna block you, but that's not like, cause I'm mad or angry or upset. I just like to take the time to get people out of my system, if that makes sense. Like, you know, um, and I was like, hey, just as if any time if you start dealing with someone, can you let me know? And they said, yeah, okay, you know. So I'm like, all right, which is why I went through the phone. So I see, some old ass nigga. This motherfucker was calling Mr. Kelly. And apparently, cause so they told me they met him at a lift on a lift that they was doing, cause this person was doing lift, and they went out to eat a few times. She was sending pictures and shit. So I went off. I said, didn't call her out of my name, but I said, what the fuck is your fucking problem? I said, this person was 4. Okay. I said, you 3 years away from being fucking 20. What the fuck? You can't even do something like have a basic ass fucking conversation? And my was like, I didn't know. I said, what the fuck you mean you didn't fucking know? I just fucking told you. I fucking reiterated to you. Do you not fucking understand the shit that came out of my fucking mouth and what the fuck I said? I wasn't going in, but I didn't call the motherfucker stupid. I ain't call the motherfucker retarded. I ain't call him a dumbass bitch. I ain't call him a useless bitch. I ain't call him a stupid bitch. I ain't say none of that shit. I ain't call him a slut, a hoe, a cunt. I ain't do none of that shit. I just full on talked about, I said, you too goddamn big for that shit. What the fuck you mean you can't communicate with some shit that you doing? Then this motherfucker, when I say I have never seen no shit like this a day, it's like this person's face changed like right in front of my fucking eyes. And the person that was there was not there, or the person that I was used to was not there anymore. And then they didn't do this, they didn't start crying. They started doing this. Stop! Don't do that! Don't say that! I don't want to hear that! I went just like this. I said, you know what? You good. It's not your fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. And once again, I'm taking full blame for this shit. This is my fault. Me being destined, wanting to fucking grow. Sometimes a lesson. Well, you know what? I did end up getting my deeper lesson. Let's tidy up this story. So I'm at about 37 minutes. So I'm cooling. Like, I kept to myself again. I was going back to, so I called up, one of my, advisors or whatever from school. And I asked them, I said, hey, sometimes like I feel like I can physically feel my emotions. I was like, what does this mean? And so she let me know those are called psychosomatic emotions. So like with my emotions, like I feel it up here, like if this makes sense, like okay, so like with anxiety, I don't feel, oh my god, I'm nervous, oh my god, I'm scared, oh my god, I'm unassured. To me, it's like this big burst of just fucking energy. And I'm like, oh, like, it's like, this thing just like shoots up. It kind of feels like adrenaline, but, it's like, okay, so the first time I found out that I experienced anxiety was I was having a conversation with, ironically, the advisor that let me know about psychosomatic emotions, who's a master's in mental health counseling. She was like, oh, actually, because I was like, what is this? It's like, what is this anxiety thing? Like, people are always saying that they have anxiety attacks. Like, what is anxiety? I don't even think I deal with anxiety like that. She goes, yes, you do. You really do. You just express it in anger. I said, oh, really? She said, yeah. You get it. You get anxious. You do have anxiety. You just have the tendency to express it in a form of anger. I didn't know that. So one way that I started, once again, living with a sociopath, I started asking myself if my initial way that I would react to whatever energy that I was feeling at the time was that the correct reaction? Was that the correct response? So one thing I've been trying to do. Okay, so actually, here we go right now. So during this time of December. All right. So this is when like a lot of things like, oh, this is what the fuck is going on. All right. So I'm in Shawty's room or whatever, right? I forgot what the fuck I was looking for. But I'm walking because my side of the bed was on the. So if you're facing her bed, my side would have been on the left side. Her side would have been on the right side. And there's like a nightstand on both sides. Well, my side, there's her desktop is right there. So, cause that's where I also kept some of my papers and like my notebooks and stuff was like on the computer. So I'm going through the papers or whatever. And I see a fucking form that says Novant Health. And in big black letters, that shit says psychopathy. I said, child, put that paper down. And there's a mirror on top of her dresser. And I stood at that mirror for like 5 fucking minutes straight. And I said, oh, you really fucking did it now, Narelle, huh? That wasn't enough for you, huh? You just had to go more, had to see more. Look at you, you're just fucked up, now look at you. Now look at you, motherfucker. You're over here looking with somebody with psychopathy. Yeah, listen to that. And the reason why this shit is called sociopathic is because there are 2 types of psychopathy. Psychopathy stage 1 and psychopathy stage 2. Psychopathy stage 1 or type A or type 1 is actually sociopathy. So sociopathy and psychopathy are essentially the same shit. But actually, let's rewind back a little bit because we was watching the movie Soul together. And there's a part in the movie where one of those souls describe how they're low empathetic and they have rateful emotions and sometimes that they lash out or whatever. And I laugh. I know this is something that fucking happened. My dumb ass laughs at that, and I was like, so she turns and looks at me and said, "Well, what does that mean?" Like, well, her eyes weren't like wide open, but she was like, "What? What that mean?" Like, I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, so the little soul's gonna be a psychopath or a sociopath. They're essentially the same shit. She said, oh, what's that? I said, I said, me and my goddamn mouth. Anyways, I did misspeak. Anyways, I was like, oh, these crazy motherfuckers, they going around beating and killing and raping people and shit. I said, you ever heard of Ted Bundy? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, that motherfucker was one. I said, usually when this is goddamn serial killer, this one of them motherfuckers. And I was wondering why this motherfucker went to dead silent after I said that shit. Yo, my dumb ass. I done found myself moved in with a cat. Holy shit, bro. What the fuck, man? Hell yeah. I'm telling this goddamn story my damn self. Anyways. So. Alright, I put the piece of paper down, right? And I'm like, damn. Don't say shit, bro. You really can't say shit now. Don't even ask her about it, but don't pretend like you have no idea. So I just went stupid. Just went playing on autopilot. Oh, God. Oh, I remember why I blew up like that. So, before me finding a paper, before me going through this person's phone, I'll let the motherfucker penetrate me, alright? And when I say this is the first and the last time, the last time, no. I'm not attracted to it. I don't like it. Oh my God, like, the motherfucker, I was like we were talking to each other about the experience we both had. And motherfucker was just like, cause I was like, well, you know, I mean, like, I did my best. Like, I don't like it. I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable physically with it. I'm not comfortable mentally with it. Well, I didn't go into this depth. I was just like, I'm not comfortable. And this motherfucker goes, well, it's not even like I even came. And I was like, oh, I didn't say this. I said this shit in my head. I was okay, perfectly fine, because guess what? That was your one and done. You ain't never gonna get another experience like that, especially with me, ever again. And I mean that shit. And I meant that shit. So anyway, fast forward, fuck all that shit. Go to January. Everything's like this. I can't think of any memorable thing that happened in January. Oh, can I? Oh, was that for February? Nah, I think in January, I think I made like Alright, so January I made like a honey jar, but I didn't do a honey jar. I used cane sugar, and I use cane sugar because they are from Miami. So I use cane sugar, cane syrup. Sorry, cane syrup instead of honey. So if you guys don't know, what is a honey jar? A honey jar is it's considered a binding spell. Well, it can be an attraction spell, a love spell, a bonding spell, either of those. And I told this individual what I was doing. So actually, what I did was I did something like a little bit. I was like, nah, not love. I was like, nah, it's not a love jar. I was like, nah, just make you a little sweeter on me. Just you feel me? Make you a little sweeter on me. That's what I was trying to do. But like, so I did. Okay, so I didn't just do a regular hoodoo jar. So what I did was, I did a hoodoo jar, with a love candle on, and I sealed it with a love candle on top. But when I was doing the actual ritual, I did the actual hoodoo jar and everything on top of I want to say the fourth pentacle of Venus. The fourth or the sixth pentacle of Venus, one of those. Can't remember. On the so I drew if I do like sigils or pentacles or anything like that, I do my best to do it by hand. That way I can transmit my energy onto it as I do it. Then I charged it, and then lit some candles on it. And then that's what I placed the jar on the pentacle. Then I filled it up with, I think I did 6 pennies. I know I did a picture of us from the day that I asked her to be my partner. Some rose petals, some lavender, some root some shit. But anyways, a bunch of different herbs for different things. I put some mint in there as well. Put the lid on the jar, put the love candle on it, and then I sealed it. Right. So left it outside. I have no idea what the fuck that jar is. When I find that jar, I'm gonna break it. But the reason why I'm good on it, because like when I was trying to do the ritual, like I could not. When I say I struggled putting energy into it, like there was just blockages just like all around this shit, and I just like completely just fucking ignored every fucking blockage that like I thought. I was just like, nah man, nah, just let me do it. Some shit just don't need to be done, bro. And we go back to that so you guys remember in the last episode I said when I had did my birth chart, and my Venus was in Pisces, and how it said I have the tendency to ignore certain things and try to see the good in people. Child, bro, that's like, yeah, I'm over that shit. Yeah, nip that shit in the bed. Oh, it's a sack of shit, I'm out. No. So yeah, did a hoodoo jar. Then I'm thinking, yo, so February rolls around, still there, dog. I asked. Oh, February rolls around, February 8th. That's when I did like my first time doing shrooms. I was off that day. It was Monday. I was off, and I had like 7 grams of shrooms, because I was supposed to go up to Durham and take them with someone, but I had some issues getting up to Durham, so I just ended up saying fuck it, and ended up taking 1/8 of shrooms by myself in the apartment by myself. That might be an episode in and of itself. But I received one of the main messages I received was like how like we are all part of the source and how we are connected to the source. And then like I got a message about constantly being aware. So I want to say I'm doing the shrooms again like 2 weeks later. Okay, so I asked this motherfucker to be my Valentine's, and then Valentine's Day morning, right? Remember how I said this motherfucker this was just like, oh, pretty much like I can't get shit right. I cannot get shit right. So, hey, you know what? Okay, so this episode, since we're in February and let's stop dealing with this motherfucker in January, might as well just go ahead and try to tidy up all of my interactions with this person in one video. And being that I'm only recording at 55 minutes so far, I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. Wake up. I got the candle lights and shit ready. I got the breakfast and shit ready. I'm finna this motherfucker wakes up too early. I'm like, God damn it. Like, why the fuck you gotta wake up? And like, once again, you just shit on everything that I tried to do for you. Like, what the fuck? Which is why, like, I would never find myself in a position like this. Like, oh, you just upset by everything? Okay, I got the perfect solution. Deuces. And that's the perfect solution. I'm out. Like, I'm not sticking around for no bullshit like this shit ever the fuck again. And for what? It's just constant misery. It's just constant bullshit. It's just constant fighting. It's just constant fussing. It's just constant pure unhappiness. Like, why? Like, that's not something that I want out of life, to be stuck in a relationship with someone who's just constantly negative 24/7. Yeah, this is coming from me. So you know, I'm not a negative person. I just don't like a lot of shit out here in the world. But it doesn't necessarily mean I'm negative towards it. Now, if I'm just like, why? But whatever. But like, anyways. So, what was you gonna do? You was gonna bring me breakfast in bed, and you gonna put candlelights in the hallways and something. I'm just like, oh, here we go with this shit. So I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. This is what I do. I'll leave, go to fucking Food Lion or Harris. No, I ain't go to Food Lion. I went to Harris Teeter, got a bouquet of flowers and a bag of Ghirardelli fucking chocolates. Motherfucker never ended up eating them, by the way. I mean, never ended up eating them, by the way. Like, they was in there. Last time I was even over there was in July of last year. So, February, March, April, May, June, July. 5 months. Like, for what? Like, this is like what I'm saying. Like, child, I'm over it. And we'll get into the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion. I think I will make the conclusion episode 3. Okay, I didn't think I was gonna be able to finish this shit as fast as I did, or as I'm doing now. But so got to Harris Teeter to come back, get the flowers and shit, give her the flowers, and this motherfucker's on fucking phone with like I guess one of her uncles or some shit, and she got me on speakerphone. So like I'm just like, here, take it, like here. And she's like, she's doing this. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. You got me some flowers. Like when I tell you, I had already bought like champagne, orange juice, peach, like some mango pineapple orange juice, like bacon, like. What the fuck, but you gonna be happy over some fucking basic ass fucking flowers? Which is why I know this motherfucker was gaslighting me right here now. Cause as soon as, hey, that fuck nigga, he over there, he fucking with you, do I need to come over there do something to his ass? Nigga, leave me the fuck alone, bro. Which is why I will never date another hood bitch ever again, bro. No. I don't want shit to do with you, no, I don't, for them, don't want shit to do with your fucking family. Anyways, I was like, here, just take them. Yeah, whatever. Cause I was just over it. And after they get off the phone, see, you were being like really negative. Like your attitude is just not needed. Like, look, can we just have like a good day? Just like one day. But you know what? I'm going to leave because you're at a see, which is why I like, cause okay, so so although I ended up working on Valentine's Day, but my sisters and my mom ended up coming out and spending time with me, so that was dope, and I appreciate them for that. Called that motherfucker Valentine's Day night like 3 times, never answered. I wanna say March. Alright, yeah, so I ended up getting kicked out of March, right? Got kicked out in March because my best friend had came down from Buffalo. Because they live in Buffalo now. Well, they used to live in Buffalo. They live in some part of fucking upstate New York now. And I asked her if she'd come over. That motherfucker asked me if I ever had sex. And I said, this is exactly what I said. No. I mean, now we didn't have sex, but in the 9th grade, I fingered her for about 10 seconds. And it wasn't, yeah, like I literally fingered a girl for like 10 seconds. Because at the time, she was a virgin. She was like, ouch, it hurts. Please stop. Okay, and I took my fingers out. So to give you guys some context, her friend from Detroit was also in town. So he was staying with her for about, say, a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. Wasn't long. So I asked if my friend could come over, and she's like, "Wait, you hell no, can't no bitch that you done finger fucked. I don't give a fuck. Come over here. Now, what if I had a nigga jack? Shh, this is exactly what she said. If I jacked off a fucking nigga, would you want me to have him in front of your fucking face? Now this time, you know what? This is what set me off. This is what really set me off. The night before, I fall asleep early, and I wake up, and I see him doing her hair in his drawers. And I'm from the South. I don't know how anybody else get down. I don't know how anybody else from any other region or however. That's not something I should ever have to correct. I don't care. I will never put up with that shit ever again. I don't give a fuck how much shit is in your house. Cause I'm gonna pack my shit up and I'm gonna leave, and you ain't even gonna be able to call me, cause I'm gonna just block you right then and there. And I'm like, I walked out, looked. Now this motherfucker was like, to this day, it was like she don't think like. And I was like, I feel like them two probably fucking, and I'll show you guys why. You know what? I'll include a photo as to why I think these two probably fucking, or they probably used to fuck, or I think them two got some. Yeah, I mean, I really don't give a fuck anymore, but like, yeah, like, nah, cause you know the motherfucker that has done entirely too many disrespectful things, and you mean to tell me, oh, you draw the line at bringing someone you've had sexual relations with in front of me? You draw the line. That's what you. See, and this is why I think a lot of y'all think I'm retarded. See, just because I can't tell what's going on around me doesn't necessarily mean that I'm stupid. And I'm like, oh. Which is why, like, I'm over people like this. Like, I'm over people like this. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want... Child's already bad enough. I got family members like this. Oh, shit, they on ice, too, right now, too, so I don't give a fuck. But I'm over it, bro. Like, I'm over the cruelty and like the bullshit. Like y'all can have that shit. Like I'm cool on relationships. If this is what is out here in the dating pool, I say set the fucking dating pool on fucking fire. It has too much crude oil in it. We're all suffering, and this is terrible. And I know for a fact that I don't want to deal with it. So if either one of y'all want to deal with it, and you're probably better at dealing with it than I am, shout out to you, kudos to you, because I suck. Yeah, I suck. But this motherfucker, and I'm like, are you serious? And I was like, I was 14, like when this shit happened. Like, so I was like, you tripping over some shit that happened like 7 years ago. Like, yeah, 7 years ago. I was like, you really tripping. And I was like, are you serious? Cause the reason why I would tell this motherfucker like you play too much and like you play so much like I can't. So what I usually do is I build like a baseline of people. So I observe people so much like I think that I call it a baseline of like people's of what I think people's character is based on how they act and how they treat people and mannerisms and how their emotions and this, which is why like I can mostly tell that you're being full of shit towards me. It's because I know what honest you or the honest-esque version of you would be like. So yeah, it's just comical. So then I just feel like this motherfucker just started talking down to me in like a way that just came off like they were trying to showboat. Or like when I say like, that was one thing, like, this motherfucker always, at every chance this motherfucker had, if we was ever around another person, this motherfucker would do their best to make some catty ass remark, to say something slick, to like, to do anything to try to put me down in any way, shape, or form. There was no boundary, there was no limit, there was nothing. And I was just like, you know what, this part, I'm over, I'm tired of it. So I said, so you mean to tell me I can't have a friend, my best fucking friend, who I fingered for less than 10 seconds 7 fucking years ago, over here, but this nigga can be in his drawers? That's exactly what I said. This is my house. And this is why I said I don't give a fuck. I'm over all the ratchet bullshit. I would never do this shit ever the fuck again. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody ever worth me ever dealing with this amount of stress and this amount of bullshit ever the fuck again. I don't give a fuck about it being your goddamn house. I don't give a fuck about what you say motherfucking goes. I don't give a fuck about the fucking bills that you say that you fucking pay. Cause guess what, motherfucker? How the fuck you paying fucking $900 in fucking rent when you got a goddamn food stamp card? That shit don't fucking make sense. Guess what, motherfucker? I can count. Yeah, you probably got something in your fucking savings account, but I know for a fact that apartment might be in your name, but I know for a fact you ain't paying on it. Somebody else is. I ain't stupid, bitch. You know what? You stressing me out. You just need to go. And so this is the reason why I got kicked out, because I'm tired of you challenging me. Well, bitch, I'm tired of you being a goddamn miserable, downtrodden. I ain't got no motherfucking hope. Ain't no goddamn fucking happiness in my motherfucking bones. I ain't got shit going on. I'm so goddamn downtrodden and miserable. I'ma try to knock you down in every way, shape, form, and fucking possible, because I ain't got shit going on other than me constantly open up my, open up your legs, you let niggas fuck you in your ass, or you either fucking them in they ass. That's how that shit go. Yes, I said it. My name is Alea Narell Washington. This is my fucking podcast where I get on here and say whatever the fuck that I feel like that I want to say. And if that's what the fuck I want to say, motherfucker, I said it. I sure did. So I left. Left for a few days. Once again, go back to no calling, no texting, that silent treatment shit. So I ain't gonna lie. Alright, so I wrote this motherfucker letter. I think the letters is over here too. I was gonna show it to you guys. But anyways, I wrote the motherfucker letter, right? Cause like I called up my homeboy and I was like, hey. So I didn't tell them what they, once again, I did not tell anybody how this person was treating me. I ain't do shit. So essentially, once again, I just said what I had did wrong. Cause at this point, for some odd reason, I'm still thinking the problem is fucking me. Because all my other relationships has failed, and this one failed too. And I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? Yes, I know I was getting in relationships with the wrong people. Yes, I have my own flaws, my own traumas I need to work on as well. Yes, but it just seemed like something was more than that. So wrote the motherfucker a letter and whatever. And when I went back over there, gave her the letter, read it to her. We chilled for a little bit, but she already did have my stuff packed up, so loaded my car up. Chilled for, like, I was still going over there or whatnot. Like, if I didn't have work, I was over there. Or it's really fucking attachment. Like, it's not even attention. Like, I don't even think I even give a fuck about people's attention anymore. But like, yeah, the attachment shit's got to go. I didn't even. Yeah, I'm about to say something. Oh, so with the shroom trip, I pretty much had the second shroom trip. I pretty much had a vision, and I was like, "Do I really have to love this motherfucker?" And it was yes, and I said, which is why I was like, "Oh, I love you," which I do love. Now, is it an intimate love, like a romantic love? No, it's a pure love, like an unconditional love. Like, I see your pain, I see your trauma, I see your flaws, and I love you. But being as to where you are right now, your current mental state, I cannot engage in a relationship, in any relationship. Not platonic, or definitely not sexual, definitely not romantic, and you too shady to even be a platonic friend. So, and I was even gonna get up here and say like all the shit this motherfucker has talked about, like their family members and they friends and shit like that, and the gaslighting she's done towards me, like, ew. Okay, anyways, move out around late the last week of March. That's when I started working my landscaping job. It was the last week of March 2021. Oh my god, like, I had like something was wrong with my car. Oh, I had like 2 flats. So I was riding on a donut, and then one of the other ones ended up going flat. So I was only able to replace like one of the tires. But so my boss had bought me a tire. He bought me a tire out of his own pocket, and I was excited, and I'm gonna share the news with her. Motherfucker has something negative to say about that shit too. I said, you need to find out what he doing that for you for. I said, well, he can't be nice and help me out. Nah, you just need to figure out why he did that. Nah. So, I'm in some legal trouble right now. I was originally facing 16 felonies, but I'm on probation for a year out of Iredell County, and I'm on probation till November. They were 16 felonies, but now they're 14 felonies. They are levels 8 level H's, 8 level I's, and they're in various counties: Cleveland County, Alexander County, Gaston County, and I believe some are in Mecklenburg County too, I think. No, I did not do either of this, and I am maintaining my innocence. I've already been booted up to Superior Court. I've already been booted up to Superior Court in, I want to say, 2 counties so far. So in 2 counties so far, I am maintaining my innocence. I do have an alibi, because I cannot be in 2 separate counties at once. And I have been suffering financially for this, like, because of this shit, like. So I do have a trial date coming up June 6th, though, so I'm so excited to hurry up and get all of this shit put behind me. Really gotta watch out who you open up to. Be careful who you are vulnerable with. There's a lot of people out here who are just terrible people. Terrible fucking people, terrible fucking people, terrible fucking people, terrible fucking people. People be like, you can't say that about people. Bullshit, bullshit. You're a sack of shit. If you're going around doing, like, fucking up people's bank accounts and shit, and when they call you and ask you about that shit, you lie and say you don't know shit about it. Bruh, like, child, I hope he died. Like, I say, I hope the whole fucking bloodline dies. Now, I'm not gonna go out my way and kill anybody. Let's make that shit clear. I would never waste my fucking time on anybody the likes of these. Now, on the other hand, I don't even remember what day it was I got arrested. I know I got arrested on a Saturday. I was able to sign myself out. I opened up to her about it. One thing, this mom, you need to tell me everything. I need to know everything. And I'm like, what do you need to know? Hell no. Like, cause it was just weird as to how, like, she just kept, trying to get the information out of me, and, like, the whole energy and everything. And, like, she wasn't comforting at all. It was actually quite distant. So I ended up just, like, getting out her car and shit, and then she, I didn't hug her or say goodbye or something like that, and she didn't really like that, so I received a phone call. She was essentially fussing me out. Don't you ever leave without saying goodbye or giving me a hug or a kiss or something. You know I don't like that. Alright, now, I'm cool. So I let her know, like, my trial dates, and, like, when I kid you not, every time my court date came up, this motherfucker made sure they were out of town. Like, yeah, every court date I had, this motherfucker made sure to be out of town. Like, yeah. Anyways, we getting on to that one. So, birthday rolls around. Birthday's April 20th, and I did it was so shitty because like, I was just, like, so down because of the charges and shit. I didn't really know if I wanted to even celebrate my birthday. I didn't know, like, I felt like I wasn't even worthy enough to be celebrated, especially not for my birthday, especially not if I found myself in this situation. And I mean, like, when I say it was a bad judgment of character, like, it was a completely terrible judgment of fucking character. Oh, I make no qualms. I hate this nigger. Nigger, Nigger. I sure did. I hate them. I hate that motherfucker. Oh, if I ever found me a Klansman, I'd give the motherfuckers his address. I sure would. I mean, shit, he probably already out there in their backyard. He like them trailer park white girls. Yeah, you know, the ones that so hood, the you know them, y'all know them niggas just be so goddamn hood that the the one that they desperate for some meth head bitch that live in a trailer. Yeah. Y'all know what type of niggas I'm talking about. Y'all know the niggas I'm talking about. So birthday comes around, so I finally was like, hey, I invited some people, and I'm saying only 1 or 2 people showed up, but the girl came, my mom, my older sister, my little sister, my little brother, my 2 older brothers, my stepmom, my dad, and I don't fuck with this person anymore. This guy I had befriended that I used to work with. Child. Okay, when I say this is like the most, what the fuck is going on? So my mom and my sister. Okay, so this is around the time when the fat girl got shot to death by the police officers because she's trying to stab somebody.
Police say 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant was shot and killed by an officer after she, apparently armed with a knife, lunges at another girl after attempting to attack another one. So it attempted to attack one and then was turning to lunge at the other. The new footage includes video from the body cameras of other responding officers, so you can see multiple angles over time. So you're going to get all of this. I do want to warn you, though, that the video that you will see is, of course, very disturbing. Jason Carroll is out front.
Hey! What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down!
It all happened in seconds. A police officer opens fire, shooting and killing 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant, as police say she...
And that shit come on the TV. So my mom's a correctional officer, and my mom's conservative. My dad is a conservative Democrat, but my mom is conservative. She's independent, but she's right-leaning. And when I say, like, this was just like, my dad didn't even come downstairs until like 2 hours after everything kicked off. Like, my mom ended up outing me to the guy who was my friend, which, I mean, technically shouldn't even been there if you want to be honest. My mom and my sister ended up getting into it, and I asked them to like stop arguing like 3 times. Child, it was so goddamn bad. The goddamn hooker bitch was able to gaslight and instigate and like re-trigger my mom into going back at my sister. Then somehow like my stepmom ended up talking to the hooker about some shit, and then she was like, something about, Leia thinks we're perfect, or Leia wants us to be perfect, as if like, parents are humans too. And I was like, no, that has absolutely nothing to do about me thinking that y'all are perfect. I'm coming at y'all about y'all treatment and how y'all treat me. And she, here they go. I said, here they go with this goddamn lie about, parenting not coming with a manual. Okay, but like, y'all say that like there's no. So then I Googled, how should a parent treat a child? So then this motherfucker was like, well, stop, don't Google that. You don't need to be Googling that. You should Google, how does a child treat their parent? And I Googled that shit, read it off, and I said, I already do all this shit. I didn't say I already do all this shit, but I was like, well, I already do this. And then, I was just like, I was over it, bro. Like, I was just over it. When I say, like, I was just over it. It was draining. It was raining outside. Like I tried to be happy and in good spirits, but I was out of it. So when I tried to open up to the hooker and shit before she went to go to work, this motherfucker. So I was like, man, apparently my mom told old buddy, the dude I used to work with, about like me being trans or whatever. And she was like, well, shit, that's your fault. You shouldn't have had your parents around them. You shouldn't have had your family around them. Which in a way she was right, but it's just like cold. bro. Like a cold, bro. Like I'm so over this shit, bro. When I say y'all can have that shit, y'all can have. Look here, I am in no competition whenever it comes to bitches like that. I'm good. I'm good over here. I'm so good. I stopped having sex. All right, that's how good I am. I'm cool. What happened in May? Nothing happened in May. Nothing really happened in May and June because I had moved back into my dad's house and I was working so much at the landscaping business. So there wasn't really. I mean, like we chilled a few times, but it wasn't anything of actual hardcore substance. Like we wasn't even really having sex, anything like that. Like especially on my part, cause cool. Like I have to be in the mood to have sex. Like I get horny, but like a lot of people are draining, yo. Like a lot of people are just draining, and sometimes like I just don't care to engage in sexual relations with people that are energetically draining. Anyways, so things were kind of get distant. Like hell, it would be some days like I wouldn't even text her. Some days it was just worthless me texting her because the motherfucker didn't reply. So like at the bare minimum, like I would do like, oh, good morning, beautiful, or some shit like that, or like, you know, I sent her a good morning text and shit like that. But one day, I think it was like July 10th or something. We hop on FaceTime, and she's in a hotel room with a face full of makeup and a plastic to-go container on the bed. She's like, oh, nah, you know, me and my friend, we just went out to eat. A face full of makeup. And this motherfucker asked me, so, you gonna let me fuck you? And this motherfucker always asks me that, and my answer is always no. No, actually, before this motherfucker went to Houston, cause this is where they were at. They were in Houston. Last time I was over there, the reason why I stopped going over there is cause I was like, all right, you know what? Nah, we not playing no games. Last time I was over there, I was I was in their bathroom, bent over the kitchen, not bent over the counter in the bathroom, so I could like pop the pimples and stuff on my face and shit. This motherfucker walks past the bathroom door because she was open, so they walk past the bathroom into their room. Comes back, looks at me, then gets behind me and puts their erected penis on me. How many times do I have to tell you I don't like that? Now, what happened was this particular time is their dick throbbed, and it gave me flashbacks of so my freshman year of college, I was working and still on my I don't want to go home type of shit. I had befriended a barber, and we friends for some months. So spring break rolls around, and I need a place to stay because they was closing the dorms. He said I could stay with him. All right, cool. But nothing about me makes you think that I'm attracted to men. Nothing. All right, nothing. There's absolutely nothing. No. All right. Nothing about me makes you think that I want to suck your dick. Nothing about me makes you think that I want to take your dick. All right. There's absolutely nothing about me that comes off as like I want to fuck with a man. Alright, you know what? I don't like penis in general. Alright, look here. And no, trans men, you are out of the question too. I like cisgendered women. That wasn't the first night. I want to say, first few nights everything was cool or whatever. But like, I want to say it was either the third night or the fourth night. It was just extremely cold, and I was shivering that night. So he's like, oh, you cold? And I was like, yeah. So he grabbed something. So I'm thinking it's like a thicker blanket or something, or a thicker sheet or some shit. And he pretty much embraces me. Like, he starts spooning me. And this nigga's dick is throbbing on my ass. And when I say I froze up, like I froze up, like nobody's business. And if you guys run to my Instagram page, Esoteric Bay, on Instagram, you'll even see this motherfucker comment under one of the post of me advertising my podcast, and which is like the main reason as to why I didn't respond to him, because me dealing with the situation with the hooker made me realize that, oh, you gaslit me too. You knew what you were doing was wrong, but you tried to. Alright, so I asked him, I was like, did you put your dick on me, man? He's like, yeah, bro. Yeah, man, it's by accident, bro, because you wouldn't know nothing about that, bro. Dicks get hard, bro. They get hard, bro, and they throb, but you wouldn't know nothing about that, bro. You wouldn't know nothing about that, bro, because you don't take dick, bro. You don't like dick, bro. So you ain't no average female. That's why you think you got me out here thinking I did something wrong or some shit like that, when you just don't know about nothing, because you did. And because I would always wonder why this motherfucker would always be trying to talk to me about God and about the natural order of way of things and shit like that. So now I don't want to put no jackets on nobody, but if you run around saying some shit like that, that sound like to me that you're willing to participate in corrective rape. Now, if you guys don't know what corrective rape is, that's when mostly females, but gay men can be correctively raped as well. That is, but corrective rape is when a heteronormative or a heteronormative, cisgender, biologically born. I used to do safe zone training, so which is why I know the lingo, and I'm trying to break it down. So heteronormative, heterosexual normative, thinking that heterosexuality is a normal way and the only way. Heteronormative. Which is why I'm using the term heteronormative and not men, women, animals. When people who are of this heteronormative mindset go around thinking that their way is the only way and the sole way and the natural order of things, well, because we can get into a debate about. Oh, matter of fact, I should probably do a video about, do a podcast about some shit like this too. Okay, anyways, go around thinking that their way or the way that they are accustomed to living is the sole and correct way. Corrective rape happens when individuals like this rape, sexually assault individuals who are either gay, lesbian, trans, intersexed, or whatever, in order to correct that non-heteronormative person. That's a lot of fucking weirdos out here. And I'm not saying that a man can't be attracted to a stud. That's not what I'm saying. Of course, there are men out here who are sexually attracted to studs. And of course, there are men who out here who fuck studs, and there are studs who like to get fucked by men. Where the problem comes is when that person that you just automatically assume that your mind should be willing to fuck you because my Bible says. See, y'all are fucking weird. That's some Hebrew Israelite bullshit right there. Matter of fact, we ain't even gonna shit. Them some motherfucking child molesting motherfuckers right there. Them the motherfuckers that need to be watched out for. But anyways, when the hooker put their dick on me that day, I said, why do you keep doing that? I keep telling you that makes me uncomfortable. You need to stop. That motherfucker looked dead in my fucking face and dead in my eyes and said, well, if you don't like that, why are you still here? Oh, bitch, you willing to rape me. You wanna know why? Because you're not willing to take no for an answer. And I don't give a fuck. I ain't going back over there, and I didn't go back over there, and I absolutely refuse to meet up with this person in person. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings right now. Oh, you feel bad because you think I think you're a rapist? I don't think you're a rapist, but I wouldn't put it past you. That's not some shit I would put past somebody. I'm good. Hell no. When you said, why are you still here? I waited till it was safe for me, and when that song went down, I did not actually spend the night. I was just hoping, alright, well, it's time for me to go. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Sweet dreams, you have a good night. Got the fuck out. And I ain't never going back. Which is why that motherfucker FaceTimed me with a face full of makeup and said, oh, well, if you ain't gonna let me fuck you, what these old niggas do. But see, that's why I like these old niggas, because these old niggas let me fuck them. And as soon as they said that shit, a fucking shadow walked across her face. Hung up. I want to say like 2 days later, I was like, one last thing I ever gotta say is I regret giving you my virginity. I regret that shit, man. I held on to that shit for 22 fucking years, and I let it go to a goddamn hooker. That is some sick ass shit right there. Anyways, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up for part two. Part two. I love how so much bullshit. But you know what? I would just really want to go ahead and wrap it up, so I don't get my ass and talk my shit when this conclusion comes. Cause I want it all back. I'm coming for everything and everybody. All I'ma say is, y'all really gonna hear my opinion on this narcissistic bullshit, this psychopathic bullshit, and this psychopathic bullshit. Mental health is such a serious and important topic. On the other hand, I got something to say about this shit. And on that note, thanks for listening today. My name is Nyrell. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and hit me up on Facebook. Well, if you have a Facebook, please go ahead and like and follow the I Got Something to Say page. If you're on Instagram, please go ahead and subscribe to me. Subscribe. Please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm available on YouTube. And I'm officially on Apple Podcasts right now. The website, please check out the website at IGS2s.com. I got something to say.com. Alright, you guys. Appreciate you guys for listening. My name is Nyrell. I got something to say, and peace and blessings to you.